Hi, so this week's outlook for euro dollar, we're still long on this pair. We've recently taken out and confirmed off the 61.8 fib, and that's coming off this really long structure down here where we were in a downward trend for most of 2021. After the range couple of years, we're now retracing back up here. So we've just confirmed with the 61.8 of this range. Recently, we took profits at this target level, this liquidity zone here. Our next zone is this grey zone above here. If you've been following these outlooks week by week, which makes it a lot easier to not have to spend a lot of time on these outlooks every week if you're just following along, because yeah, I mean, the story has not changed. Everything that's we've been long since early Jan, and it's just playing out. So of course we've said that at any of these levels that we're targeting, we could see price start to kind of go sideways in range, a little bit like it did for these couple of years. And still get great trades in these ranges, because remember, we're on a 3-day chart, and that's what sets our direction and our trend bias. But yeah, still long on these trades on this pair, and we've just had a long entry here. Last week I was saying that since we've taken profit at this target, we're expecting a retrace. This has been quite a small retrace, so we are trading long here because these are our rules. We've got a long entry on the daily, but yeah, we could see a longer retrace, very likely, but we don't want to, we can't predict what's going to happen, so we have to just follow our rules and trade our trades. So we're actually in a long trade here, so we'll see if that plays out. If it does, then our target is, as I said, this grey zone up here, and then after that we'll see if it confirms above that to continue long to our ultimate target up here at the 1.24 level, or we could see more retrace there. So I don't know what the pair will do, but at the moment everything's indicating that it's going to continue long here. So USCAD, we've been in this very long downtrend now since January. Nothing's telling us that it's changing direction yet. We've had no structural long change here or long confirmation. So we continue to trade shorts. We've actually had a short setup on the daily today. But on the 3-day, which is the chart we use to do our outlook and our trend bias, we're short on this pair. So our first target is this yellow range, which we have hit, but we are expecting, until we get confirmation, which is probably a range break above this this candle here from the 23rd of June. If we get a break above there, we'll change our bias to longs. But in the meantime, we continue to trade any short entries. Our expectation is that we should be taking out the lows here and then continuing down to our next range, which is below this range down here. So we're, yeah, taking shorts here. Nothing's changed. I do these outlooks every week. It's really easy if you're following along every week, because you don't have to spend a lot of time looking at these outlooks. They tell a story pretty slowly, and the trend can ride for a while. Okay, New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. So we are still long on this pair. We've had a bit of a range forming here around the 61.8 fib level. We have broken that fib level and closed above it, so there's no reason to expect price to turn around here. Structurally, we're still long, targeting this grey range above this high here, so that's around about the 0.637 mark. Reason we're expecting this high to break is that there's been a bit of a range forming here. Remember, we're on the 3-day chart. We had expansion to the downside, so now we're expecting expansion up to the upside. Nothing has changed. We've been taking longs throughout here. We had a long in here on the daily that was stopped out, so just wanted to retrace a bit further, but we're back in a long today, so we'll see how that plays out. Okay, so this US Swiss franc, we're on a short trade on this one as well. We've been ranging. Remember, we're on the 3-day chart, which is what we use to do our bias and our outlook. We've been forming this range, let's see, since 23. We recently broke it quite substantially with this candle here to the downside. We hit an interim level here, but price retested that level, has continued further down. So we've actually, because this is kind of breaking, like if you look left, which is always the, once you've passed everything to the left, you've got to continue to look left. And there's nothing until here, 2011, a really historical levels. So we're actually going to go up to the weekly on this pair and just have a look at where we think we're heading. So this little interim blip here has also been taken out. Price didn't really store here very long. And then we've got some unmitigated liquidity down here, all the way down into this tail. So price could go anywhere there. We're really targeting this, the start of this grey level as our first target. So on the downside, if we, we're targeting down here. This is on the weekly. So we're actually on, let's go back to the 3-day chart. We've just entered a short here on the daily because we continue to trade these short, and our target is this grey zone. So we could just tap into this grey zone, or we could go all the way. There was that really long pin tail, so we don't know how far price will go. Once you hit this grey level on your targets, you can set a trailing stop, so you trail it down in case you get kind of a long wick. But that's kind of our structure and why we continue to trade shorts here. We've had no confirmation to the upside. Nothing here is saying that we're long yet or that we've turned around. So we're really expecting some kind of, momentum move to take out the liquidity that's sitting down here. And then we'll be looking to retrace this entire range back up to the top. So short for now. We're in a trade on the daily per our strategy. Okay, so now we're looking at Bitcoin, 3-day outlook for our buyers. I don't think there's much to say about this chart. We're long. Structurally, we've been long for a very long time. Anyone calling this short ever, I think structurally doesn't really know how to read charts. So I went through this last week and the week before about, the lows never really being challenged. So lows and highs up here. So our previous low was here. All of this was noise. And then when we broke this level here, this became our new low. So everything that happened here was noise. And now we've broken the high. So this is now our new low here. So we'll stay long until this low is broken, and that will, or new structure forms, but we'll be staying long given that this is the new structure. So we're looking at where the new highs are. At the moment, this is the new high, but it seems that Bitcoin and crypto is going into if it's going to go into a parabolic phase, it will probably do so now. So we should be seeing some good upside with probably some decent dips, but just watch for the structure being broken. It could break the structure or new structure that forms temporarily. Crypto likes to trick people, so sometimes you may see a break below or a close below, but then it retraces and grabs it back. So but it's not doing anything like that at the moment. It's really structurally a pretty clear picture. It has been for a long time. So hope you've continued to hold your investment or continue to trade long on this. So I'm going to do a quick look at Litecoin. Structurally, we had this lovely, rise here end of last year. But then the entire crypto market has had a pullback and kind of a ranging. On this pair, we've never taken out this low here. So this is our previous low formed here, November 2024, short-term high here in December. And then it came down to really just grab liquidity. It wicked below, but it didn't close it. So structurally, this structure forming a long bias still stands. We've now, made these small increases, come back, formed a new range here. Haven't broken this. So structurally, we're still in place to continue long. And clearly Litecoin is breaking out and probably starting its run now for its bull run on this pair. So I think the sentiment is that this coin can really, it's been consolidating for years, and that it could really run massively this round. In the short term, structurally, it's bullish. It's really setting up very nicely, I think. So I love Litecoin. I'm a very patient holder on this coin. So yeah, just wanted to share the structural support for the story as well.